Guys, big news in the podcast world. Joe Rogan, the god himself, posted the first photo of his nearly completed Texas podcast studio.
Wow. I mean, what does that take? 15 minutes to build a podcast?
He hasn't moved yet,
15
right?
minutes, but I'm just saying it's real.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, he's got to move before he starts getting that Spotify check.
Yeah. I mean, there's talks of state income tax within California going from 13 to 16%
I heard
the
that.
ballot.
That's insane.
And the highest tax bracket federally is like with 39.
Yeah.
So you're talking like damn near 60% of your income.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. None of those people are paying 60%. They're paying 60%.
But Joe Rogan's just straightforward income. He would have to pay it.
Nah, I mean, come on. You think Joe Rogan doesn't got his little...
I think that's why he's obviously moving.
I think that's a huge part of why he's moving.
I think
16% of 100 million a year is $16 million.
How old is Joe Rogan? 50?
50s.
Okay. Live there for 10 years. Do a 10-year deal. And then come back to California when you retire.
Plus, I feel like in his little world, he'll probably just move. Like, those people will just follow him.
Yeah.
Like, if you're one of the circle of Rogan, and the upside of being close to Rogan is so big.
I mean, yeah. By the way, he's not Microsoft where like, oh, the talent is like...
No, it's him and his Pete.
Yeah, and
his Pete
we know Pete's easily replaceable.
Will he be able to wrangle guests?
His Pete is moving with him.
Will he be able to wrangle guests in Austin?
Private jet. Just send a fucking plane.
I guess 16%, yeah.
He'll fly him. Yeah, that's probably where he's putting that budget.
I guarantee you. Oh, Rob Lowe was his last guest.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe, here's a plane. Just come for 3 hours. Come to Austin. I'll get you some barbecue. I'll wash your hands for you. Take a test. Get the fuck out of here.
Plus, he's keeping the LA one, so he'll probably just fly in for a couple weeks.
Oh, that's the hustle.
Yeah,
he'll just fly in and out and do the LA
Elon,
guests.
do the people that won't come.
Yeah. There's a side of LA celebrities that won't hop on a plane for him. The weird alien guys, they're all coming.
They're all coming.
Yeah, they're happy to be.
So, as you guys know, I've taken a concerted effort to get into the Joe Rogan experience.
I feel like you're a fan now, and I just want to say welcome.
I like him. I think he's brilliant. And his breadth of knowledge is insane. Like, he knows everything about everything.
Yep.
Like, he was talking to Rob Lowe. I listened to 20 minutes of that, and he knew, like, BMW manufactures the noise they make, and it doesn't come from the engine. And, like, he shocked Rob Lowe with that information. Rob Lowe got pissed, whatever. But why does the average guy like this? He's talking over everyone's head. The average, he's so fucking smart.
But don't you think he's the dream? This is what I think. I think for probably the biggest... the biggest group of Americans currently, he is the ideal male figure.
Yeah.
He's buff, he fights.
Buff, fighting, but still like health conscious.
White. Hunts.
Tesla. Hunts. White.
Yeah.
Tattoos. Like, he's this weird, he's not like a Republican buff. Like, if you want a buff fighter white guy, he's probably a Trump guy.
Right.
You throw in hunting, definitely a Trump guy.
Yeah.
He likes to smoke his fucking elk in a fucking his grill, like whatever all the things.
He's got a lot of manly American qualities, but a lot of forward-thinking things.
Yeah.
But I don't think this average listener is understanding what he's talking about.
No, but
when he pretends to be average intelligence, like, I'm just a dummy. And then just because you throw in fucking shit, but in the middle, you're missing everything he's saying.
Yeah, I think they live through him. I think they think they're as smart as him when they listen to him.
No, he's great.
You know, he's really smart.
So I gave Post Malone was my first episode. That was a disaster. I saw Rob Lowe. I'm fascinated by Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe's amazing.
So I
didn't listen to that.
I haven't listened to the whole thing.
I thought there was no way I would like that.
15 minutes in, I got to listen to 15 minutes of it. I was in the car. And really crazy story. So they start talking about Tesla. And they start talking about a company right next to the Tesla manufacturing plant in LA, in El Segundo, that makes like souped up, that like is the modifier of Teslas.
Yep.
That is my entrepreneur business school classmate.
Isn't that black guy?
No, his name's Ben.
Oh,
it's called
guy.
Bulletproof Automotive. Was started in college. Now it's called Unplugged.
There's a guy on YouTube.
His name's Ben Schaefer, and he went to college with me. And I remember I went and had dinner with him like maybe 5 years ago. I'm like, because he was all about like Japanese cars and souping them up, Civics, Acuras. That was his thing in college.
Yeah.
And he had like a really nice business while we were in college when I started 5'4", and then he went on to continue to do it, like Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious. It was his car, whatever.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I'm listening to it. I remember having dinner with him. He's like, yo, have you ever driven a Tesla? This is like 5-6 years ago, maybe even longer. I'm like, no. I'm like, what's the deal? He's like, well, we're modifying him. If you ever want to modify, if you get a Tesla, I'll modify him for you. I'm doing it for everybody. And the beginning of the Rob Lowe episode was talking about, oh yeah, you can modify your Tesla.
Yeah, because Joe Rogan was telling Rob Lowe, why don't you just get a Tesla? And then he said, I don't want to look like every entertainment
TV executive in LA.
That's true.
He's like, I'm progressive. I drive a Tesla.
Yeah,
so
but
true.
then he said, why is the interior just shitty?
Yeah.
And then that's how they came up to the conversation.
They're like, why don't you go soup it up with unplug and do whatever you want to the Tesla? So I'm guessing Joe Rogan got it done there. But it's crazy because like the only two people that I have continued to somewhat stay in touch with from my class was Ben. I'll speak to him every so often. He lives on the West Side. And then John Turgeon, who in college started Fushi or wanted to start Fushi, didn't pan out.
Yep.
And now
he should give it another go.
Yeah. What?
Give it another go.
I mean, in this environment, Fushi would work.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think the press that he's probably given like $20 million in press to Tesla because it's all he ever talks about.
Definitely.
Is how he used to be like a muscle car guy, now he's a Tesla guy. But I just think he's the epitome of. I just think what falls into his pie chart is the most amount of males. He also goes hard on the like. The trans stuff, not anti-trans, but like, what's the reality? Kind of, it's almost a little bit of, what's the Jewish guy's name?
Ben Shapiro.
Almost a little bit of Ben Shapiro there. Like he just, I don't know, but I think people listen to him and sort of live through him.
It's just
when he goes on his tangents, it gets in the weeds.
But you have to
I'm just like, wow, how is the average person even understanding what he's talking about?
You're not looking at it the right way. When you are the first person effectively that everyone listened to as a podcast, majority of males' first podcast was probably Joe Rogan. Nothing else. What else?
It's him and Bill Simmons were the longest.
Sure, but
running.
but
Bill's only sports.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're not into sports,
yeah,
or like, and Bill Simmons is talking about basketball and whatever. Like if you're UFC sport, like think about how Joe Rogan started. Most males' first foray into podcasts was probably Joe Rogan. So he's had an audience for so long. And I'm sure 7-8 years ago, his podcast was like knucklehead shit. He got really smart, but his listeners stayed with him.
Yeah,
Plus now he's just crossed that like threshold where it's like you have Elon Musk, you have Bernie Sanders, you have, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think he even charts out how he envisions an episode or he just goes?
I think he just goes.
I think he
the way he did mushrooms and did 4 hours with Post Malone.
Yeah, that's
talking about aliens and what they look like and how they poop.
Yeah, Ziggy.
Yeah.
Dee's really offended by Ziggy.
Yeah. I mean, Dee picked the wrong. The problem is when you have all this hype and then the first episode you listen to is Ziggy, it's like, fuck this guy.
Post Malone, arguably one of the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, the biggest media person in the world. I'm expecting Michael Jackson, what was it, Barbara Walters? Not Dinesh D'Souza, what was that his name? Who did it?
Which one? Back in the day?
Yeah, the D'Souza guy?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I forget who did it.
I'll take that.
He went to the furniture store. You love that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
But I'll tell you what, all the Pete's loved it. That interview got more like
it stayed number one forever.
Yeah.
I kept looking. He had the top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so wild. Anyway. So, Anand, are you personally on the fence, or you like?
He'll keep listening. He'll just complain. Yeah. So he won him over. Doesn't matter. He's going to keep listening to every episode.
I'm going to finish the Rob Lowe episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Rob Lowe's a superstar.
You're beating me now. I haven't even listened to that yet.
The CIA guy really disappointed me.
That was whack. That was horrible.
I was like 17 years covert operation. This is going to be awesome.
Why would he share anything? He's not allowed to. They'll kill him.
I mean, they literally didn't talk about anything.
Yeah. Might as well have been a fucking hunting buddy.
Yeah.
This guy hunted like terrorists and like covert. Might as well have been talking about fucking elk shooting.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys want to talk about what is the update? I think 2 big topics. We'll say 3, just to be fair. When it comes to Corona, obviously the economy, obviously sports, and then school.
Yeah.
So
I have a sports update I want to give before we dive.
Yep.
So we talked excessively on Friday how golf exploded. I believed that golf exploded during Corona.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was just like...
You just would assume.
I would assume like there's more... Time is the one thing that golf challenges, and everyone has an abundance of it.
And you got distance.
You got distance. You're outside. It's like the perfect sport to take advantage. So someone DM'd me today. Work for the city of San Diego golf courses, and there's 3 of them. Half of his day right now is hearing complaints about how there's no tee times. Our smallest course only averaged about $3,000 in revenue a day pre-pandemic. We had only hit $10,000 3 times prior. Since reopening, we're over $14,000 a day every day there.
Yeah.
Golf's on fire.
On fire.
Tennis too.
Yeah.
Tennis is the
Tennis
same
on
way.
fire. I went to see a friend yesterday at the park in Cheviot Hills, and every single court taken.
Yeah, I run by the tennis courts on La Cienega Olympic. It's slammed.
Yeah, I wanted to go play tennis just for something to do outside, and every place is full. Beverly Hills is booked. I even called a friend who has a private tennis court in their neighborhood. They shut that down because too many people were
playing,
hacking.
Yeah.
The Beverly Hills won the La Cienega Olympic.
Yeah.
It was full.
It's always full. Anytime you call, it's always full.
Wow.
Like I would say, being realistic, it's probably, you'd have to call 2 more days in advance. Like normally you could kind of same day it or definitely next day. Now you need a couple days.
Yeah, I just think there's like this huge surge in any somewhat organized outdoor activity.
Yeah, think about it. During a pandemic, when you're just stuck at home with your family, what do you want to do? Get away from your family.
Yeah.
Golf is great.
Sweat a little.
That's
4 hours.
That's how golf was created. Some guy was like, hey, Betty, I'm going to go hit a ball into open space and maybe I can find it.
Yeah, like how many times do we do this?
And
3
there's
or
a
4?
small little hole like a mile away that I may or
And
may
we're
not
going to do it
get
18 times.
Yeah, I hate you so much that I'm doing
golf.
18 times a
Golf
day.
is a 5-hour experience.
Yeah, it
What,
is.
at minimum.
Minimum.
Playing 18 holes is hours. Then you have to go drink.
And then you go to the clubhouse and hurl racial insults.
Yeah. You need at least an hour of
Racial slurs.
Yeah.
That's 2 hours. You
It's
get
an
the
all-day
margaritas.
event. It's literally an all-day event.
Yeah.
It's if you're a family guy, you probably wake up, have breakfast with your kids, maybe
And
you're
see
out,
them at
you're
night.
gone for the day. See you at dinner if I'm lucky.
I mean, the advice to young folks out there, get into golf before you're married with kids. Because once you're married with kids, you can't just pick it up.
I'll tell you what,
yeah.
that is so true. Pick up some hobbies, like put down the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Pick up some hobbies that get you out of the house.
Because Call of Duty is going to have you in the house.
Yeah, and that
then
wife is going to recognize your newfound hobbies.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, she's
She's like,
pregnant.
oh, it's a golf. You know how so many guys come, I'm going to golf trip with my buddies. I'm like, fuck out of here.
All my
Golf
friends
trip with your
all my
buddies.
friends are just playing golf all day, every day.
Yeah.
And
it's
for
just
some
like-
reason, women allow golf and golf trips.
Yeah.
I have plenty of friends who've been doing that all quarantine.
Golf is really in a niche.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing else quite like the golf trip that would be allowed.
No. Like
You
when
can't go on a tennis trip.
like when I remember one of the houses we rented at Coachella one year.
Mm-hmm.
I came first and the guy was giving me a tour of the house and I'm like, there's only like 6 of us staying here. I'm like, what the hell is this house? Why is it like 8? He's like, there's 18 beds. I'm like, are you? I mean, we have literally 6 and maybe like 3 girlfriends coming. Like, we don't need that many. Can you get rid of these beds?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, these are for golf trips. I'm like, so 18 dudes are just like.
So freaking Larry is sleeping in the closet.
They want to
I
get
was-
away from their family so badly, they're going to do a bunk bed like 38-year-olds.
Because if that's true, like I just rented a house in Palm Springs a few months ago. There was a blow up in the closet. That's a very common thing in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
You're telling me grown ass men are sleeping in on a blow up?
Grown-ass men will cuddle with another man just to get away from their family for 2 nights.
To chase a little ball around the field.
To chase a little white boy
Just
and
smack it, go find it.
go find it. It's like
Smack
literally like you're a monkey.
No, think about it. Like,
You're playing fetch with yourself.
no, think about the people Sunday morning told their families, we're going to play golf at whatever, name the country club.
Yeah.
The PGA Championships are today. Hey, wife, sorry. Tiger's in the hunt. I got to stay another 4 hours and watch the rest of it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. God, okay. Well, just some, I guess, words of advice.
I've actually had 2 friends buy sets of golf clubs.
You're
in the
damn right
pandemic.
you have.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
And they're
it's-
all just big golfers.
a lot of things like that golf thing must be happening.
Yeah.
Like, there must be a lot of businesses that were just kind of crickety.
Yeah. Like I heard you can't find a bicycle. You can't find an electric bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find anything outdoorsy. Like even those electric surfboards.
Yep.
You know, the ones that are...
The Zuckerberg one?
There's like 15 grand. Can't even get them.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
everyone says they're so. This was like a month ago. My friend got one, and I was like, "Are these difficult to get?" They're like, "Yeah, I was on a wait list."
I mean, our friend Emilio, who's like a really cool dude and under normal circumstances would probably be at Live right now with YG, photographer.
Yeah.
He's a photographer. He texted me yesterday and was like, hey, I need you to get a street bike, like a bicycle.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? And he's like, because that's what
That's
we're
what we
doing.
do now.
Yeah, I found a group and we're all street biking.
I have a
saw
lot
you
of
post-
street
All
bike
right, fuck
games.
it, I'm into it.
Mikey's in a street bike game.
Be careful though.
Yeah.
I saw Simon Cowell broke his back.
Electric in Malibu. Yeah.
Damn. Recently?
Yeah.
Yesterday, it was all over the news
On an electric bike thing?
Yeah.
in his own courtyard. So it's not like he was doing anything crazy.
Yeah, it's a dangerous,
Yeah.
dangerous life.
What's your son's scooter gang he's got going on?
He's got a scooter gang in a parking lot in Hollywood.
Looks pretty
cool.
intense.
I saw
Yeah.
David skateboarding.
David skateboarding.
David was really skateboarding.
yeah, he's out
He
there
looked
doing
pretty
tricks.
good.
And the thing is, he was doing a little ollie. Looked
Yeah.
like he got off the ground. And what he was saying was, I'm taking my kids to the courthouse or whatever. That's like a really famous skate spot.
Yeah, he used to hop on the bus and go there as a kid.
I see. I had no idea.
Yeah, we're cruising down Beverly Hills and he's doing like skate tricks.
Yeah.
And these two are following him.
That's so good. Okay, so that's what's up with the golf. What is up with Andrew Cuomo says New York schools? Just an update, because I've been talking about my mom. My mom works at a school. Her canceled.
Wow.
So they're going, I think, like kindergarten and below is still
Open.
going. Everyone else is delayed. So, but not the same in New York. Is Cuomo saying that New York's going to open on time?
He said, we are probably in the best situation in the country right now. If anybody can open schools, we can open schools. And that's true for every region in the state. They're opening up.
Wow.
They're testing their positive tests are low. They've taken to me, Andrew Cuomo is actually potentially putting himself in a place to win really big or lose really big.
Yeah.
Because if he's right and he's the liberal guy that said, screw it, I'm going to open up schools. Because the narrative is the Republicans are pushing is that Democrats want the country to fall apart because it's good for the election. Yeah. And Andrew Cuomo is saying, we're ready. We want to open up the school. So I think, if he has the data, we don't. He feels comfortable. Think about it. Like, he doesn't strike me like a Donald Trump figure. If something catastrophic happens on his watch, he's going to face the wrath.
It's a risky move, especially a state that was ravaged by Corona and largely part to his decisions early on.
Yeah.
Sure, he got strict at once, rubber hit the road, but his initial movements in New York were wrong.
Yeah, he fucked up big time.
But he doesn't get vilified. That's what I don't get.
But because here's what I think. I think, this is kind of cheesy, but like everyone makes mistakes. If you correct it and you end up on the right side, people do also forget.
Yeah.
There's a recency thing here where they're like, whatever, he fucked up, but he came around and he handled it, which is something that Trump just will not learn. Like, it's like he made his decision in March and that's going to be the decision for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
But I do think it's so high risk. It seems to me like anytime people are back in groups, and obviously New York in general just lends itself to more spread.
Yeah, especially in Manhattan.
It just seems so risky, man. I know there's so much outside pressure. Like I know you get all these bonuses and stuff if school starts, and everyone wants school starting is like a big thing, but man, it seems risky.
School starting.
I feel like New York shouldn't be the test case, given the
I know.
Well, I'll
density
tell you,
of the population. Like, open schools in open air areas, and let's see how they work.
Yeah, do some LA test.
Georgia reopened, and there was like 180 kids quarantined already. But the school's still open. They just quarantined those kids and staff that were supposedly
By quarantine, you mean they were infected?
not necessarily infected. They may have shown symptoms. And I think they're testing through them now because it all happened this past week. But look, I think people have to make a decision. Either, like, when you think about reopening, to me, school should be top priority because I think that actually has the longest term impact on our society. Mm-hmm. And then go through, like, if we're going to put financial resources to help people reopen, we should put schools first, then, the rest of society. But like, I don't want to fight for some other business opening over schools. That's how I look.
But I guess the issue, just thinking about it logically, having a kid, there's nothing more I would want than my kid to be in a school right now because it obviously helps learning and stuff. But what we've seen is the moment you open and it's somewhat indoors, the virus spreads.
Yeah.
That's undeniable. And these kids are going back to homes, which could be multi-generational homes that
for sure
we're going to get right back to where we were. So,
and you're leading into the fall.
Yeah, I just think, I don't think there's a right answer with schools because obviously it's so critical. And even Bill Gates is, preaching from the mountaintop, like we got to open schools, but.
Bill Gates is saying that?
Yeah, he's been saying that. And he had
But it's true. It's not going to affect the kids.
Yeah, but I just don't understand
But
how
then
you
they
can
go
not
home and
think
then they.
about, yeah.
That's why I gave that
all the
solution.
teachers.
The smartest kid in the school. Gotta just teach.
That would work. Lord of the Flies or whatever.
I wonder if boarding schools are opening, like Andover.
So I'll tell you. For example, preschools in LA were never mandated to shut down.
Private preschools.
No, all preschools. They were never mandated. That's what that's what I've been reading.
But preschools technically are private because
Yeah.
public school doesn't start till kindergarten.
Yeah, so all
Preschools are private.
Yeah, so then they were never mandated to shut down.
So they're still going.
Schools are open for kids under 4.
Yeah.
We know kids that are in school.
Huh. Okay. Well, I mean, look, we'll see what happens. We'll see probably pretty quickly. When's official, back to school?
I think.
End of the month?
Yeah. I think LAUSD might be end of August.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man, but they're going to be the guinea pig.
LAUSD already said the first semester's definitely.
Yeah, they definitely delayed. But I'm sure private schools.
And what about what's going on? We have this article about Harvard. What's going on? Kids are bailing or?
20% of the freshman class at Harvard is deferring. So deferring means, yes, I'm accepted, but I'll come back next year. You don't pay tuition. Deferring only really happens in college. You can't defer in grade school.
I wish I could have deferred 6th grade.
I
had the option.
I'm not feeling 9th grade, Mom.
Nah.
And it's really interesting because, so I looked at it 2 ways, 2 very different ways. One, the kids that go to Harvard have the ultimate privilege, most of them. So they can fuck it. I can come back to college anytime.
Yep.
The other is, holy shit, if kids are willing to defer Harvard, what's happening at the University of Minnesota?
Yeah.
50% Gophers.
Yeah, Gophers are going back in their holes. And so I think I started thinking about Harvard is it. They're number one. They're the best school in the world. 20% of the kids are nah, I'm good. And then some staggering number that less than 30% is expected to live on campus freshman year. 30%. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I heard was the stick up that Harvard was doing. I don't know if this is true for other schools, is that if you got financial aid and you try to defer, you forfeit your financial aid when your deferment's over. So it's kind of a stick up hey, you want the financial aid, you're participating in this virtual world, or if you're the portion that gets to come, which I think is also criminal if that's true.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, man. I just feel like we're going to get so much. The end of this year, the rest of this year is going to be amazing for content.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see what happens to all these high schools. You're going to see what happens. The real numbers end up being at all these colleges, all that stuff. Sports, it seems like are going to implode.
Yeah.
And then you're going to lead up, obviously, to an election.
I mean, it's on our list, but college sports. So the MAC, which is the Mid-Atlantic Conference, a pretty large sports conference.
Great Wednesday evening content.
Yeah, if you're a
degenerate gambler, the MAC, you know the MAC.
What
Tuesday night MAC too.
Yeah, they're the only college football that goes on in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
So if you're a gambler, you're not waiting till Saturday. You got midweek action.
Yeah. They've found a niche. I'm a very big MAC guy.
You're a big MAC guy, huh?
Yeah. But they've decided to just forego all sports for the fall.
The MAC.
Yeah, and they have kids who go play professional sports from their colleges that have now given up on the entire season.
I mean, I have to believe that's going to be the same story. I feel like everyone but the NBA.
But you know what sucks is our leadership is so broken because if you think about AOC, Bernie, and all these folks that are super progressive, that want to uplift the poor and bring them into regular life.
Yeah.
This is your shot to disrupt higher education.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's an absolute joke that only a few thousand kids get to go to Harvard every year and Stanford and all the top schools that ensure you get the high-paying
It'll
job.
happen. It takes time.
But no one's even talking about it yet.
There are plenty of people. You're not listening to the people that are talking about it.
But they're the ones with the largest voices. As opposed to just saying, Jeff Bezos made $70 billion during the pandemic. Guess what? He brought fucking goods to everyone.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
Like, what did everyone do during the
Elon
pandemic?
Musk has done nothing. I agree. He's done nothing.
People like his cars.
But Jeff Bezos saw...
And at least it's American manufacturing.
But you're saying...
I'm saying if I was going to pick what Jeff Bezos has done and Elon Musk done, I would say Jeff Bezos is more impactful for society.
I get attacking the elites is a good buzzword. Attack elite higher education.
Yeah.
That's just as important. Everyone knows the Winklevi went to Harvard. No one likes the Winklevi. I like them, but they're a good villain.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know. Once again, I might be super critical wrongly here, but it seems to me like that mentality of the AOCs is to attack. You just attack, and hopefully somebody else has an actual solution. But these things are really hard to replace. I mean, it takes so much work. We know that higher education is broken, but actually fixing it's so hard, and it's easier just to attack and try to tear it down.
Higher education there's no bigger business.
Yep.
You know how hard it's going to change? It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry that and with millions of jobs at stake, because each school is like a small city.
Yeah, so I guess you can do things while keeping the institutions in place, forcing them to have virtual learning and proper structured curriculums to everyone.
But it's just, I understand
I agree.
your head's moving fast. You know how hard it is. Talking about USC is probably one of the biggest employers in the city. I think they are the biggest employer in the city. Tens of thousands of
I'm
people.
not saying break it down, just open it up for more people to get the same education we were able to get.
I know, but it's not going to happen right away. It takes time. Nothing happens right away. Everything takes time.
I just think stop expecting AOC to do it because she won't.
No,
she
I don't think...
in my opinion, she complains for a living. Like, she tries to break things down for a living. The actual person or group of people that it will take to implement something new is a way different.
You need a young Bernie that stops just saying, go after rich people. Because there's so many other things you can do than talk about Bezos and Zuckerberg. That's a waste of time. They're smarter than the system. They're always going to win, and you're not going to win that battle.
Plus, I believe at a certain point, the education that Amazon will give that number of people to train them for a job will be more effective. Those should be kind of your allies too. You can't just tear everyone down.
No, I agree with that.
That's the future of where all these jobs are going to come from.
I get Bernie's anger because he's in his 70s and he sees how broken it is and he gets him so fired up.
Well, especially when he went after Elon Musk. Him and Elon had a big...
So good.
And,
a Twitter battle.
Yeah. And
with fucking memes.
Yes. And so Bernie is so angry that Elon Musk has taken corporate welfare to
$4.9 billion.
And he's like, why are you...
What was Elon's response? I saw Bernie going after him. I didn't see Elon's response.
Just memes.
He said... Bernie is blah, 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 going to talk about my 4.9 billion, not the trillions that big oil takes. Therefore, Bernie is nothing but a puppet for big oil, or some sort of got him really
But
deep.
but Elon's wrong.
Yeah.
And saying we got to stop giving stimulus checks. No, we need to increase the stimulus checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand enough to argue that. So what were all the breaks that Elon got for it? Is it for an electric?
No, it's tax credits to build American manufacturing.
And so those are the types of things that any big business that's manufacturing in America could
I think it's because it's
get.
Also electric, non-gas, which is fine. He didn't do anything illegal, and it's good. We should give tax credits to him. I think it's great that he's building factories in the U.S., creating jobs, and building advanced manufacturing in the U.S. That's amazing. I have no beef with Elon getting those benefits.
But don't put it down.
But don't say you don't need stimulus checks because that's just wrong.
And has he ever said why? Why is he saying that?
Because he's your billionaire. He doesn't give a shit about the regular person.
But there has to be a smart
explanation. No, the explanation. Oh, you're disincentivizing the population. You're giving free money. We're gonna have a bunch of lazy people.
Yeah.
People need to eat. People need to buy groceries.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break.
Yeah, if you didn't fluke into PayPal, no one would know who the fuck you are.
No, he's a genius. I have no problem. He didn't fluke.
Called him lucky. You just called him fucking lucky.
Give him the number of
Elon Musk, the lottery winner.
Sorry? I mean, if it wasn't for PayPal, we've never heard of Elon Musk.
Oh man, I would love to like watch some real debates on that, but I don't feel equipped to. But I just feel like billionaires are always going to feel like they did it themselves and there's no luck involved, and get rid of any like free money, and then anyone who's not doing so well at the moment is going to feel like it's all luck, and the truth is somewhere in the middle.
No, the truth is, what we saw the last 4 months is money is free for billionaires.
Yeah, that's true too.
And there's no debate about it. And they made a lot of money. And great. We have to keep the plumbing of the financial world going.
Yeah.
That I don't debate that. I believe that in the financial crisis, bailing out the banks was the right move. Sure, executives probably should have been prosecuted, but you had to bail out the banks.
Yeah.
And similarly, you had to prop up the stock market, but you can't just leave 50 million unemployed without benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like there's this billionaire mentality of like the worst thing you can do is reward laziness. And I'm not saying that people are out of work because of that's where it gets fishy. It's like normally that would probably be true. Like socialism in normal times, probably not a good thing.
It's no fault.
But they're not
of
taking into
theirs.
consideration. Yeah.
It's
But
no
there is
fault.
this like pull yourself up by you're supposed to figure it out.
I agree.
I don't know.
I agree. In normal circumstances, that's how society should be. And, that experiment has been going on in America for a long time. A lot of people are out of work at no fault of theirs.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I agree.
And you have to have empathy in a situation like this. If you don't, that's why.
Do I really think the hedge fund manager that went long software businesses in April is a genius and Forexed his money?
Do I think he's a genius?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
He did it. I didn't. Genius. It's like Elon Musk to me is lucky.
No, Elon Musk in April.
You are ridiculous. Okay, well, I don't know. I just the one thing that I do love more than anything is that in 2020 it can play out in a Twitter beef, including memes.
Yeah.
And God damn it, I know that there are parts about Elon's personality that are not super desirable to all, but the fact that you get to witness this like genius billionaire that won't hesitate to like just fire off on Twitter is pretty amazing for the sake of entertainment.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
We'll see how
would
it all
argue
ages.
Elon Musk is like maybe third or fourth smart of the PayPal guys. I'd say Reid Hoffman is the smartest.
Peter Thiel. I don't
I
know.
know. I'm
put
giving it Elon. Elon's number one. He built companies.
I go
Reid
Elon
Hoffman
first.
didn't?
Reid Hoffman did LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But he's done SolarCity, Boring Company, Tesla,
His guys just safely landed back from outer
SpaceX.
space.
What's the big deal?
Elon's
I think
the
Elon's
PayPal mafia is the greatest
Mafia
corporate
ever.
mafia of all time.
Yeah.
And Elon is the
When it comes
king
to
leader.
creative intelligence, I think Elon's number one living currently.
Creative intelligence. What does that mean?
You know what I also
It means like I don't know that he wouldn't obviously win in like a math contest forever, but being able to innovate.
Vision.
Innovator,
I would say he's
visionary.
he has the most vision of a living person.
But then there's something about being able to execute on it
you know what's funny
because
is
he actually does it.
I don't know if you caught it on the All In Pod. There's clearly a Elon faction and a Bezos faction.
Yeah.
And so there's Team Elon or Team Bezos, and those guys all think Bezos is a copycat.
All in the all-in group.
Yeah.
That's funny. Because they had a little bit of a... Don't Elon and Elon said, like, talked shit about Bezos a few times.
I think
Oh, yeah.
he thinks he just copies him.
Let me
What
tell
a-
you
what a-
something.
What an
If-
amazing life.
It's like rap battles among billionaires.
Can you
Do a
imagine?
versus with Bezos versus
Yeah,
And here's the
exactly.
problem.
A rocket building
The
contest.
only person I would not want to copy, the two people who don't want to copy me are Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos.
Yep.
Because they will out execute you. Because guess what Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg are not doing? Having drug orgies.
No, they're not.
They're not. Instead, they're just...
Although Bezos is sending dick pics around.
Yeah, but like that's as exciting as his life has got. Can you imagine Elon Musk's phone?
Oh, Elon Musk's phone is
I
fucking
really
wild.
wonder-
Yeah,
But
he's like a rapper.
I think that to Zuckerberg, I picture Zuckerberg is like he probably chopped his dick off a decade
He's like,
ago.
this
He's like,
dick
what the
is
fuck?
distraction.
This is not optimal for my aerodynamic
Yeah.
fuck this thing.
It's ruining your. If you really think about it, for men, dicks are bad.
It gets caught in your boxers. You gotta
just the sexual drive.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
What kind of dick problems are you having?
Well, I'm just saying for Zuckerberg, it's probably like, I don't like that when I cross my legs. Sometimes I get a pinch there. Hack it off. More efficient. More focused.
I like more when pee just drips out of my pants.
Yeah, just sort of squeeze it out of me. I think to him, Bezos is living like a rock star.
Do you think Bezos is in Croatia? Because that seems where American billionaires have gone because Americans are accepted in Croatia.
Oh, that's the spot.
Magic Johnson was pictured in Croatia in a big-ass yacht.
I think he will be out there.
You want to know where Zuckerberg's at? At a fucking desk in the middle of the goddamn Facebook office.
No, he's in Hawaii.
Just kidding.
Here's what I honestly don't think. I think DEFCON 5 at Amazon right now. This is it. This is a once in a generation opportunity to absolutely annihilate the rest of the world. I don't think his cohort is thinking like he is right now.
So you're saying you think he's just grinding?
Yes. This is it. They just made an offer to take over Sears, JCPenney, all
great.
that shit today.
Yeah.
But I also read in his little manifesto, he wants no regrets in his life.
Yeah.
And he lives with no regrets. That obviously is the reason why he got divorced. And
yeah.
But I think one of the things he doesn't want to regret is not taking advantage of the opportunity to own the world.
Yeah, he's like, I remember when I was at Sears and they fucking profiled me. Fuck them. Sears and Roebuck, you're out of here.
I don't think Bezos has ever been profiled in his life.
You don't think so?
No. What do you think? He's like a little grimy, like he's stealing?
And he looked a little sloppy in his early days.
I will say it's the personality transformation he's had of like public executives you've never seen. Because you look at that 60 Minutes interview from like 15 years ago where he's worth like $6-7 billion. Oh, I like this Toyota.
With the spray painted Amazon thing. Yeah. It's a fine car. Now you're on a fucking yacht in Croatia.
Yeah.
With your hot little Latina.
Yeah.
That's true. I would say that might be like top 3 ever personal transformation.
Yeah, because Zuck's been the same.
Yeah. He's still robot.
He probably got just more robotic.
Yeah. I mean, he cut his dick off.
Yeah,
Bill Gates
definitely cut his dick off.
Been the same.
Yeah.
I think Zuckerberg cut his dick off would be a great episode. What were you saying about the Bezos is trying to take over like Sears and JCPenney and all that like real estate?
Yeah, so Simon's Property Group and a couple of the mall landlords that own a lot of this dirt that these shitty stores are on.
Yeah.
And Amazon is looking to get into more residential neighborhoods with distro centers. I mean, Sears and JCPenney for him is essentially free at this point. Like they'll happily hand over the lease.
In terms of taking advantage of the times, that's Jeff Bezos calling the Simon Group saying, hey, you have all this unusable property now.
Yeah.
Hand it over.
I'm telling you, in Ohio.
Imagine the food court now.
But
with 15,000
rents
employees.
are coming down.
Yeah,
Simon
take that
Group,
Sbarro.
for sure.
Yeah, in Ohio, my local mall.
Sbarro, the pizza joint.
Yeah, it'd be popping.
Yeah.
My local mall was like super run down. I think out of business for like the last, 6 or 7 years. He not only bought the whole thing, but tore it completely to the ground and built this like beautiful. I sent you guys a video of it.
Yeah.
Fulfillment center that's like 2 times the size that the mall even was. I mean, I feel like you should just buy and rip down whole malls. Why is Sears? That seems small.
No, I mean, I think...
Isn't he all about thinking 10 years in advance?
I would assume a department store square footage is in like the 150,000 square feet.
He needs more than that.
He probably
We're going to keep
does.
Spencer's and Hot Topic?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so.
Tear it down.
So Simon's has 11 Sears and 63 Pennies. I mean, think about the number of jobs he'll create instantly. It'll be triple the amount of people in all these stores.
And when you think about long-term thinking, Bezos has always preached the discontent of consumers. So, yeah, Amazon Prime is 1 to 2 days, and that became the normal. So now we all expect our stuff to come within a couple days, max 2 days. He knows you have to keep improving.
Yeah.
That needs to be like, we're going to get to a point in a few years where like, I didn't get my groceries in 2 hours.
That's true.
We're there. What do you mean? We're right. We're
Not even
there
that.
now.
Like, I didn't get that book, my new keyboard, and the fucking really 3 hours.
I needed my car. I bought a car on Amazon. Why is it not here?
He always preaches. He's like, I don't see a world where people want things that people aren't striving for things cheaper and quicker. And that's his whole mantra. He's like, let me get you things faster and cheaper.
You got to buy whole malls.
He's done a great job.
He's going too easy.
I don't even see why you would buy it. Just if you're paying $5 a square foot for a department store, you offer them $1. They're getting $0 now. Yeah. Like Sears's and JCPenney, they're all going to be gone. There's no reason for anyone to walk inside of any of those stores for the foreseeable future. It's like they're the only game in town. There's the only one. Walmart has their retail, so they can execute the same strategy within their own retail stores, and literally nobody else can compete with Walmart and Amazon. That's it. It's a 2-man race.
Yeah, I agree. What's Walmart's retail sales compared to Amazon's?
It's like double.
Yeah, Walmart does over 400 billion. Amazon's, I think, in the
250 maybe.
That's insane.
Yeah, they're not even close.
And Walmart's only worth 400 billion. I think Walmart's the most undervalued company in the world.
Yeah.
Did you see too after that little antitrust fucking huddle up? Everyone's just going after Apple.
Yeah.
Who seem like the least likely to get any backlash because of their app store.
Yeah, the app store. I mean, because it's what politicians understand.
No, I know, but I think Facebook and Microsoft went. They were like, "Hey,
look out for the app store.
Let's get him."
Yeah,
yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of arguments onto why the app store is probably the most valuable piece of real estate on the internet.
So what's the argument? Don't take 30%, take 20%. What is it?
Yeah, I think, or you have to separate the businesses,
or like allow other people to. It can't all go through your gatekeeping.
What does the App Store do? $10 billion in revenue?
Sure.
Can't they just forfeit it? If push comes to shove? I know, but
that app's like, for example, so there's in the China threat, one of the threats Donald Trump has said is removing WeChat from the App Store for Apple. That is catastrophic to Apple in China. If you can't have WeChat on your phone and iPhone, you're done. No one's buying an iPhone in China.
So where did that come from? He just lumped that in?
I like that.
The biggest winner of the TikTok trade war is the Big Four.
Yeah.
They could just go to the government like, why are you worried about us? You're letting China control teenagers around America?
Then all of a sudden, it's funny. We've been talking. I've literally said it from jump about all the gaming companies that own American assets, that games that a lot of American young people. Yep. Finally, like everyone woke up to the fact that like Tencent
controls America's youth.
Yeah,
they do. When you stack it all in
between Tencent and
ByteDance, yeah,
we're just a bunch of Chinese kids running around America.
We are, man. Fuck.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Like, what do you think? So the update is, or most recent news is, he did some official executive order type thing.
Yeah.
Which seems like he just throws those things around.
Yeah,
he
loves executive orders.
45 days. So I think it was
pretty much September 15th. Is the date, yeah.
That either they figure it out or they're banned. And then he threw WeChat in.
Yeah.
So what's WeChat supposed to do? They're supposed to find someone to take over their U.S. operations? Like, what happens there?
I mean, look, I think what he was advised, my guess is, look, if you're going to go after TikTok, then you need to go after all of these things that are, you either got to get rid of all, because then you look weak. You're allowing WeChat, which are arguably maybe more dangerous.
He probably just doesn't like the name. He probably saw a list. He goes, I know TikTok. WeChat sounds a little suspicious.
Yeah. Throw that in.
You know what? Guess who doesn't chat? We don't.
We don't. Give me one of those executive order blank sheets.
Sign it off.
Let me fill this one out. Enter in TikTok, WeChat. Sign it off.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a messaging platform based in China. Like, you should definitely ban it. If you're banning TikTok, you should definitely ban WeChat.
But what about all the games?
You should ban all of them. Unfortunately, you have to ban all of them.
Do you know how boring life would be for a 16-year-old? Can't go back to school, has no games, no TikTok? He'd kill himself.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Take China and high school away?
Yeah.
You got nothing.
They got nothing. You're going to have to play American games. You have to play Madden.
NCAA football.
Boring.
Call of Duty's American, right?
NBA 2K, but isn't NBA a Chinese company now?
NBA's Chinese.
NBA's Chinese. It isn't Call of Duty's American, right?
Yeah, it's Activision.
There you go.
Activision's on fire. They reported earnings.
Blizzard?
Really?
Is that American?
I mean, that
game.
No,
it's Activision Blizzard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I'm paying attention to it, but that game is so freaking
massive.
Hot. That's bigger than Fortnite was, right?
Yeah. Well, yes and no.
Okay.
Like right now, yes. But
is this
American?
Is Call of Duty right now bigger than Fortnite was at its peak?
I want to say yes.
Tim's saying no.
No way.
Okay, well, fuck him.
Took his mic.
I got the fucking mic.
Damn it. Well, either way, it seems insane. I mean, those companies must be printing money. And they always have these updates, and you got to buy new guns and get the battle pass. It's $100.
$100?
$100 to get like all the like.
Is the game free?
It's $60.
Oh my God.
It's absurd.
So Call of Duty is a
digital
money-making
download.
machine. American money-making
Printing
machine.
money. And now I see why all these kids like need, you know, like there's all these YouTubers or gamers that are so famous, and they're like, oh, today we're trying out the new skin that came out yesterday.
It's so expensive. You want to check it out first, right?
Yeah, so they check it out. They make a video about how good it is. The skin's $20. Every kid goes and buys it. And then you literally, if you play the game, you see every kid running around with the skin that guy just played with. That's $20 for everyone. To just so they look like a fucking girl in a wetsuit as opposed to a dude. This is your character is different.
And skin is air. You don't get anything physically.
No,
Not at all.
just a look.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like I now I get it. And it's fucking crazy.
I want to sell air.
Get in the gaming business, man.
There's a guy who sells air.
In the game?
No. Like in real life, you can just buy air, like certain types of air.
Oh, okay.
It's on. It was on 2 Chainz, like most expensive. This guy sells like air for thousands and thousands of dollars.
I would sell rich people's air.
Yeah, he sells like Alpine air, LA air. Like he can just it's air in a bottle.
That's good.
Yeah, just
Right,
air.
good hustle.
Good hustle.
Yeah, it's a great
The
hustle.
pet rock, you know, made millions. And then last on the TikTok thing, what's this article about? Just like the all-out fight over the future of TikTok with Peter Navarro and.
So in the White House, TikTok has gone to the most powerful room in the world.
I mean, who would have thought? 2020, Trump allows verbal brawl in the Oval Office over TikTok.
Just
News
a
headline.
full-on shouting match between Secretary of Munition and Peter Navarro about TikTok. And they called it a vicious Oval Office verbal brawl because the Treasury Secretary says that the Chinese app should be bought by Microsoft, and Navarro is saying you should ban it all. It's insane. Can you imagine these two old white dudes sitting in the Oval Office? You know, they've never been on TikTok. They've never downloaded that thing.
Can you imagine them looking at it though?
Yeah.
That they're definitely looking at it to be like, okay, so this is what happens, and
Yeah.
this is called.
I'd be shocked if they even looked at it. I think they
Renegade.
just said,
Well, can they even download it?
But all their kids or grandkids got to be on it, right?
Yeah, of
They can't have it on their phone.
But
Probably.
Right.
it's so crazy. A year ago, we were talking about TikTok, which is effectively on the fringes of social media, and now it's dictating a trade war.
yeah.
Look how fast this shit happens, man.
The internet's amazing.
Jesus.
6 months ago, you wouldn't think TikTok would be what the Oval Office is talking about. The pandemic just accelerate the usage.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yeah, that definitely happened. But I still think that there's a good likelihood that this conversation still happens without the pandemic.
How is Oracle?
I don't think so.
Microsoft.
You don't think so at all? No chance?
Because I think if I'm Trump, a good portion of this country, you know, I mean, everyone in the country knows this virus came from China.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So China.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Please say it right.
If you really think about it, has China been punished at all for pretty much shutting down the world? No, nothing. Their country's wide open.
Yeah.
The freaking Louis Vuitton fashion show happened with no mask in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't get no Louis Vuitton show this year. I didn't get to go to Paris. No, Shanghai got it. So if I'm sitting here as an American, I'm like, where are the consequences for a country that unleashed this pandemic onto the world?
Anything that's falling on TikTok.
And and what's an easy win is it's something commercial. Because in the trade war, when they're fighting over soybeans and steel,
Yeah.
like, who gives a shit? TikTok, everybody knows.
But you're hurting your own citizens.
But citizens that, no offense to them, are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like, to Trump's base, who cares if a 15-year-old doesn't get their app?
Yeah.
I did see something very interesting on TikTok yesterday. I didn't see it on TikTok. I read an article about a kid. His name is Cash Baker. He's a religious guy on TikTok. How he got a lot of slack about not standing up for the LGBTQ community.
Okay.
And he's like, in the Bible, blah, 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 I will not stand for the LGBTQ community. And he doubled down, tripled down, and just refused to this guy, he was just getting roasted all over the internet. Cash Baker, check him out.
I mean, that's the Trump playbook, man. You got to go for it.
Yeah.
Even Elon,
We got to go after Zoom. I don't get how Zoom is not being pressured to move their engineering offices from China to LA.
They just don't know, right? I mean,
right now, I'm telling you, Zoom is a bigger threat than TikTok.
Let's just start it on
corporate
Twitter.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Every day, let's tweet it out. Ban Zoom.
Zoom.
I'm surprised a Google or someone.
Yeah, Microsoft, Oracle, all these guys have lobbyists.
Yeah, I just don't think they're smart enough to even, like TikTok just made its way to the president's desk, right? Like Zoom is still true. It's still an American company. They're just not that savvy. I'm surprised they threw WeChat in. Like, where do you find WeChat laying around?
Yeah.
What?
Somebody like who worked with a Chinese company goes, oh, you talk to Chinese people with WeChat.
Yeah, he's like, oh, ban it.
Fuck it.
Someone was like, oh, come on, man.
The one Chinese person in the room's like,
WeChat's phenomenal.
We know there's a guy at WeChat, that just has a lot to lose. And he's like, oh, fuck off.
And then it's probably like no heads up. Like he probably read it right in the headline. And he's like, wait, what the fuck?
Charlie D'Amelio, man. Leave me alone. Okay, and then the last thing on that topic is Twitter now has their hat in the ring to potentially buy. Is that even real or?
Yeah, it's real. Twitter has held preliminary talks to buy the China app.
China.
But the assumption is China is going to sell.
Yeah, is it true that China already came back and banned or threatened to ban apps?
They've already banned.
They
just rebanned the ban that they
just wanted to just reban.
That was real Trumpian.
Yeah.
That was very Trump. Okay.
I think
that's like getting remarried. I want to reban. We are taking the opportunity here to remind you are extra banned.
I think the only way an American company buys it is, and I don't know what the narrative would be, how do you spin it domestically in China if Chinese government says, you know what, TikTok's a piece of shit anyways, Americans can have this trash app. I don't understand how else, because if the Chinese government gives in, an American company owns probably the most prized asset in cultural relevance, then it's you look weak. Yeah, especially Twitter.
Twitter's not getting it.
Twitter's, no offense to Twitter, but they ain't got it.
They ain't got it.
They had it. They had Vine and they gave up.
All of a sudden, TikTok just turns into like QAnon and like Epstein conspiracies.
Twitter doesn't have the vision to execute TikTok. I'm sorry. I'd rather have it in the hands of Microsoft.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. It'll be a lot of news very quickly, I think. Can you give me an update on this Lebanon super explosion? Last I heard, mistake in storage.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, I don't think we've heard anything else other than that. But the problem is that the people in Beirut are losing their mind because this huge mistake by the Lebanese government has effectively just destroyed the country. And it's, you take on a pandemic, a global recession, then this.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we talked about briefly last week, which was you need stability in this region immediately. You cannot have like small factions of people revolting against the Lebanese government. And then 2 years from now, we're like, oh, what happened to the Beirut ISIS? We had it under control and just fucking exploded all over the world. And now they're a very powerful group of people that overtook the Lebanese government.
Yeah.
And they have money, they have resources, and now they can go wreak havoc on humanity. So I think, watching the instability in Beirut is very, very scary. I mean, like, those people got, unfortunately, in a very bad situation. And I think the whole world just has to pitch in and help those people. Yep. Because if you don't, it's going to be ugly. And that region, we're still, I don't care what anyone says, we are an oil-dependent economy. Mm-hmm. And if that shit gets out of control, a price shock in oil causes a recession also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think instability will obviously create problems. Like what happened in Afghanistan. That's how we had the Taliban, and that's how we had Osama bin Laden
and ISIS,
and now ISIS. Because what you can do with an impoverished community is convince them of anything.
Yeah.
Because if you're in poverty, you have no hope, you have no resources, you have nothing.
Yeah.
You can be convinced of anything, and you can't even fault them because they're just like, what else do they have to turn to? And if you get a religious person that can actually prey on their emotions with no hope, they can be convinced of a lot of things. This is all over the world. This is not just the Middle East.
What's my guy's name in the Netflix show that I like? Messiah?
Yes.
You get a Messiah over there.
Right. You get someone who's a little charismatic, a little charming.
Yeah.
And bad things can happen. I think it's going to happen here too.
Yeah, we had it with our president.
Yeah.
He already did it. Bad hombres.
Bad hombres. Okay, well, yeah, it just feels very dangerous. And also just like that was caused by improper storage. I guess that's best case scenario because when you first saw it looked like a horrendous act of war.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me someone lit a match...
It's just incompetence is what it seems.
Which is actually worse for the government of Lebanon.
Well, no, and the population now loses complete faith in the government.
You can't even store something. How are you going to run a country?
Yeah. Okay. Let's break for some ads. Pete, you're back. I'm sure everyone's happy. I don't think anyone's been asking.
Nope, a lot of people actually have been.
I don't think, I've been going through the messages and stuff. I didn't really see anyone asking. But,
you're logged into the Instagram?
Pete is back.
You're logged into the Instagram?
Yeah, I usually check.
Do we read the same Instagram?
Usually the mornings. Yeah, I'm usually in early.
Okay, weird.
Yeah, but no one, they actually said like they like the ads more without you.
Really?
Yeah, but I say give it a shot.
Because we had no ads being read, so.
That's why they liked it. They prefer no ads is what they meant.
Fair enough.
Okay, take it away, Pete.
All right, guys, welcome back to the ad portion of the podcast. That's right, it's me, my voice, your boy Pete, and I am back here Corona-free. That's right, Corona-free. But besides that point, I'm here to bring you another amazing deal. That's right, I'm back, and I told them I need a sweet, sweet, sweet deal to bring to our listeners. That's right, a sweet deal, and one of the best deals we've got around. Guys, I'm talking about the Menlo Club. You've heard me talk about it before. It is an insane deal I'm going to be bringing to you today. That's right, for only $45. That's right, $45, regularly $60, now $45. We're gonna get you signed up for the Menlo Club. Why? Because you're not gonna wanna miss what's coming in the future. You've already missed out on so much by not being signed up, but we get better and better every single month with our packages. So stop missing out. Head over to themenlohouse.com and sign up for the Menlo Club for only $45. And we're gonna throw you in a little special gift because I told them I needed the plug. So we're going to get you that sign-up fee for only $45, regularly $60, and throw in a pair of the New Republic canvas sneakers, the shoe of the summer. Lightweight, comfortable, great for the beach, great for wearing around town, lazy Sundays, happening Saturdays. Doesn't matter. Amazing shoe, and you're going to get it as a bonus item in your first month's package. And then after that, you've heard me talk about it before, Melrose Place, the new California luxury brand that we're dropping, and it's coming in this month's package from Menlo Club. So if you don't hurry up and sign out, you're going to miss out on a really, really great value. And then you're just going to have to buy it at a retail price and you're not going to be happy about that. Well, you'll still be happy because it's a great product, but you have a chance now to get in and get a ridiculous package for such a good price. So don't miss out. Go ahead and make that ex-wife very jealous that you look so good now and keep your wife happy and your girlfriend happy by staying stylish. You no longer get to sit in Zoom meetings all day long. You get to go back out in public with the mask, of course, but you get to go back out, look stylish, stop looking like a slump. No more sweatpants. Well, actually, sweatpants are very in. No more looking just like a slump, okay? Take the pajamas off and put some real clothes on. Head over to themenlohouse.com. Code D2020. Gonna get you your first package for only $45 plus the New Republic canvas sneakers. You'll thank me later. Trust me. I finally had some style thanks to the Menlo Club. So don't miss out. And lastly, really, really quick, I'll make this quick. I promise it won't take long. Twitch.tv/groupchatpod. Go over there and subscribe to our channel right away. We go live on Thursdays at 2:15. At 2:15 for the winners, losers content segment of our podcast. Come in, we talk about exclusive things, and You can engage directly with the guys. You can tell them your winners, your losers, and your content for the week, and we'll debate it. We'll go back and forth. So don't miss out on that opportunity. It's really cool. You get to talk directly with the guys, and maybe we'll do some other cool stuff on there. So head over there, subscribe real quick. Make sure you get notified when we go live, and always stay up to date on everything we do. Thank you. I appreciate you. Now back into the episode.
And we're back. What do we got next on our list here to talk about? This is a big one. Well, you know what? Let me ask you this first. What's going on with, did we just get a new unemployment? What's going on with all that stuff? $400? What happened?
Yeah, so that's really the big news of the weekend. Trump, another executive order. Sign here.
Loves those
sign
things.
there.
I feel like he has them like Post-it notes.
Executive orders.
He just rips one off, fills it out.
How many are just getting snuck under, like he doesn't even realize what he's signing?
Yeah.
Some operative is just like, hey, just sign this executive order.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wipe out these two countries. Here you go.
Go ahead, whatever.
Executive
It's
order.
Lebanon. Just have a storage.
Yes.
I will say I'm shocked that the war hawks within the administration haven't gotten Trump into any more wars.
He was always about pulling troops back, and that's what he's been. He doesn't care about war.
Yeah, but the same way George W. got manipulated.
I don't think Donald Trump is that easy to manipulate. If it doesn't tickle him, he's not interested.
TikTok.
Yeah.
You got him with TikTok.
Yeah.
They poked enough.
Yeah. You have to really tickle his fancy to get him excited.
Yeah,
and so this weekend, which I'll be honest, I think strategically for him was actually a really good move. Who cares no one cares about the future of the country. So why should he? He went out and said he's going to allow unemployment benefits to continue. $400 a week. 75% will pay by the federal government. 25% will have to be paid by the states. He's claiming that they were allocated monies in the last act. They have to use that money to kick in the 25%. He's going to institute a payroll tax cut. It's unclear to me if that's just for employees, but also for employers. But it's a defer. So you get to pay it. You have to pay it next year. And it'll get deferred till the end of the year. And if pretty much you're saying, and if I win, I'll make it go away.
Got it.
I don't know how that works, but
That's a good one.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
You dangle that.
Yep.
And then I think federally backed loans, there's also a deferment there on payments, on student loans, home loans. So to me, all that matters, all that other stuff may or may not affect every single American. The $400 a week is very important.
Yep.
Republicans are pitching like $200 a week. Democrats still want to continue the $600. He kind of comes in there and tells you $400. Sounds good to me.
I also think he's just losing steam. So I just went through his Twitter feed. Normally, Sunday morning news talk shows, all the big political shows are Sunday morning, and he normally is just firing.
He's golfing.
No, I know, but normally he just fires off 8, 9 a.m. like the radical left, this, that. I just think he's
tired.
He's just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I do too, man. I think he's just fucking worn out.
Even the fact that he even did the Swan interview, why would you do that? And then just kind of get beaten up.
That was the HBO one?
Yeah, the HBO one. He just got beat up in the interview. After Chris Wallace beat you up on Fox News,
why would you go to HBO?
Why would you go to HBO? If Fox News is going to treat you like shit, how are you going to go to HBO and think you're going to get a better fight?
And that's what I was thinking when I was watching that is, why would he do that? Did they think that would be a good opportunity and it would go well and it didn't? Why even take that? If Joe Biden can hide in a fucking basement, why not just chill out on that shit unless it's someone,
Yeah, go to Maria Bartiromo. That's going to just tell you how great you're doing with the economy.
Yeah, go to Tommy Lauren. Let Candace Owens get an interview.
Yeah.
Go to Barstool Radio.
Or just do 10 more Barstool interviews because that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I just don't get why.
I think it's him. I bet you his advisors don't do the Swan interview on HBO. He's going to kill you.
He killed him. It looked horrible. Though even his little facial expressions, the guy just kept but the interviewer kept that doesn't add up. He just kept getting him.
Yeah.
And that's the president of the United States. You have an interview that's pretty much disrespecting you, to your
Shitting on
face.
him. Yeah. It just looked bad. Okay.
It's also interesting that the media narrative's changed, that even Fox News knows they have to go after Trump because that many people were pissed about the handling of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So even the Fox News viewers who are so Republican are still pissed that the country shut down, the unemployment side, they're broke, and they're like, we have to show them someone going after Trump.
Plus, now your guy's wearing a mask, you know, and your whole thing was like, fuck masks, I'm with Trump.
Yeah.
And he throws a mask on. You're like, fuck, now I have no job and I have to go buy a mask?
Yeah, it's not.
Sucks.
It's not good.
Okay, well, I have a feeling. I just want to go on record early and say that I still think it's really, I still would put it at 50-50 Trump winning. And I think everyone's got to stay tight.
Yeah,
because this is not a freebie. And he's going to just keep giving away money.
And
You can give away money until November.
I mean, he should have given away 1,000.
no, you wait. You don't. Proximity is important for election, and doing
Yeah,
something
what
in
have you done
August.
for me lately?
You got to do something October 10th, October 15th, October 26th. Everyone gets $10,000.
You probably have to start late September because of the mail-in.
Yeah.
People are going to start submitting ballots pretty early.
I understand. I don't think enough people as we think. I think it's going to be like, if you slide everyone a $10,000 check like first week of October, that motherfucker's winning. Back. He's winning.
Yeah, if a vaccine comes out, you give everyone a G-bar.
No,
And it seems like they keep saying like vaccine earlier and earlier, like Fauci. Everyone's kind of, so if it's, even if it's, vaccine will probably be out in February.
yeah, but
Here's a G-bar.
yeah.
You're in there.
If you get
and
Fauci,
fucking where's Biden been? No one knows.
yeah, if Fauci comes out and says vaccine has been tested, it is safe, we are manufacturing it now, everyone sit tight till February, that's enough.
Yeah, if you gave people a timeline,
Yes, everyone will sit tight.
if you know, hey, everyone, sit tight, quarantine, social distance, 6 feet apart until February 1, and the party starts.
Party starts. Here's some money for Christmas.
yeah, here's $2,000.
Just relax.
And
He's in there.
Yeah.
Because you won't hear from fucking Biden. And when you do, he'll be like, so back when I was a young boy,
Yeah.
when I was 16 in the water hole at my hairy legs,
I
or
actually
whatever the fuck
think
he said.
your guy Joe Rogan is doing Biden a real big disservice. He repeatedly talks about how Biden isn't mentally fit to be president of the United States.
Yep.
And
Totally agree.
Who are Joe Rogan's listeners?
Totally agree. I think he could be a big swayer. Let me ask you this. Do you think that Joe Rogan, what do you think the level, like, especially this year, political people have to be trying to get to him.
You would think.
Don't you think? Like, don't you think that they're trying to?
Oh,
like,
yeah, for
Like, has
sure.
Obama called him and said, "Hey, I just want to talk to you about Joe. He's
If
actually a great
Obama
guy."
called him, I'm sure he would do the interview.
But I'm saying not even do the interview, but like want to talk to you about Biden.
Then
Think you might have the wrong impression.
But then if Rogan just kept repeatedly going after Joe Biden's
Joe has
mental
to go
capacity,
himself.
what can Barack Obama say other than say, I'm telling you, I talk to him all the time? And he's like,
No, I guess my question is, do you think Joe Rogan gets weird calls?
yes.
For sure.
Because the power that he has.
Yes.
I wonder who he turns down because he has a lot of no-name guests.
I know. Yeah, I just would assume, I don't know, if anyone is hip at all to how much power he has, leading into an election, he has to be getting some
I'm sure
strange
Joe
info.
Biden's team can't let him do the interview because it's 3 hours.
No. I'm not saying he could ever.
No,
I'm
he
saying
can't.
You can't do
He could
3
fall
hours.
asleep.
I'm saying who are the weird people
Joe,
that are
Joe.
Joe, yeah. Hey, you ever tried mushrooms?
If Joe Biden,
Could you imagine?
can you
Well,
imagine
work
if Joe
for Post.
Biden did shrooms on Joe Rogan's episode and they did 2 hours?
He's got my vote.
That could work.
He'll win.
If they did post Joe and Joe, that could work. What I'm getting at is people that behind the scenes. What are the conversations Joe Rogan has and the people that reaches out to him behind the scenes, trying to just get on his good side?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Because if not, they should be.
Yeah.
Barack should be absolutely calling Joe Rogan and just being like, "Hey, I just want to talk for a little bit. Maybe
That-
ease up."
Yeah, I mean, Barack did Michelle's podcast on Spotify,
Yeah,
and now they're a Spotify family. Maybe it's in the works.
go see Joe. Okay, and then I guess this is our last thing, but this is a big one, and this is a bit kind of in the lane that I was already headed, minorly like sort of conspiracy adjacent. Kanye West, Mr. Can't Win. All these stories are now coming out that he is this was planned. Him running for president was sort of a ploy to take votes away from Joe Biden. And not only that, but he's actually like people from the Trump campaign are helping him.
Yeah.
Is that true?
So we talked about it on Friday, and then what I think that now it's becoming apparent is that the whole process of getting him on the ballot in Wisconsin, that this reporter penned an article, the Kanye con job, the amount of potentially illegal steps that have taken by Trump's people to get him on the ballot is pretty crazy. So they apparently had to get signatures and the fake addresses and fake signatures. And so, you know, the Wisconsin Election Commission is now being pressed. Like, how did you vet all this information that Kanye and his team presented? Because, I mean, to go get signatures for anything, do you know how hard it is to get 1,500 signatures?
Because what happened, I guess this is probably what you talked about on Friday, but he didn't get them for South Carolina. He went and got them, so now is he officially allowed to run?
He's trying to get on the ballot in Wisconsin.
Got it.
And so Wisconsin is an important state for the election. So go on, like we did a poll on our Twitter, and I think it was like 60% or something Joe Biden, 15% or something Trump, and it was like 8% Kanye
really?
Vote for Kanye, and 11% not vote.
So the plan's working.
So yeah, I mean, like if you're just want to distract society, there's plenty of idiots that would vote for Kanye. No doubt in my mind.
Plenty of Wisconsin idiots
Trump
too.
and them are helping. I mean, does pop culture realize the impact of Kanye West working with Donald Trump? No, like sort of maybe stupidly, maybe he didn't sit down and say, okay, I'm going to help you get reelected. Yeah. Maybe he's being taken advantage of.
Yes.
But still, Kanye West working with Donald Trump to take votes away from the Democratic.
Who you're asking if pop culture recognizes?
You mean if the world star crowd
like, do they realize? Yeah, do they realize how like crazy that is?
No, they don't care.
Okay.
He needs to go away.
I mean, this is bad. This is like, your fuckery is like actually
going to affect the world.
That's like real damage. That's not you taking the mic from Taylor Swift or saying George Bush doesn't care about black people. This is like the same way that like when politicians and stuff critique protesters and they say, well, why don't you actually get involved in government? Why don't you actually get involved in smaller elections? Kanye West is getting involved in disrupting the presidential election.
Yeah. It's really scary that he's even in this conversation.
Sheesh. Mitt Romney don't pay no tax.
Yeah.
Okay.
Neither does Donald Trump.
Yeah, neither does Kanye West pretty soon. Probably got to pass.
And lastly, apparently it was official. The White House reached out to the governor of South Dakota to get Donald Trump on Mount Rushmore.
I like it.
That is true news. This is not fake news.
Let's get him on there and then blow it up.
Is he a Republican governor?
Yeah.
No. Imagine. Let's get some of that stuff they had over in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Pack it up at
ammonium nitrate.
Yeah, and freaking toss a match in there.
Because remember, he did that 4th of July rally at Mount Rushmore. So apparently that was just the lead up for the request that was coming subsequently.
I mean, there's also apparently polls and stuff about the amount of people that's pretty significant that if we do a mail-in election and Donald Trump loses, will not accept the results.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be tied up in the courts.
Yeah.
That's the assumption.
We're getting into some shit here.
I mean, if Al Gore and Bush tied up the election, how long was that? Post-voting day?
Weeks.
Yeah. You think Donald can't do that in 2020?
I think that's definitely happening, right?
Yeah, why not?
I'd say at a minimum.
Will we get to Inauguration Day with
a president?
How long's the gap between?
No, it's like November 4th and then like mid-Jan.
We could make it. We could delay that.
Yeah, that's not
It'll
that
be
long.
on fucking Zoom anyway.
Yeah, they're going to be a real inauguration.
It's great for the content.
I mean, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a hot winter for a group chat.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if New Year's Eve happens, 2021, and we still don't know who the president is?
That's not good for the stock market.
I would say it's highly likely. Don't you think? 50%? Joe Biden would have to win by a landslide.
He would have to win, I think, 40 of the 50 states.
Yeah.
For Donald Trump not to be able to tie it up in courts.
That gives you a massive...
I don't think 30 to 20 wins.
Yeah.
No.
It's
that's
be
a big win.
Yeah.
He's got to stomp him out in a very red states.
Yeah, like Florida has to flip.
Texas.
Georgia, Texas have to flip.
Then his own team like, look, you lost.
I bet he can't wait to get out of that fucking White House.
Yeah.
He's exhausted.
Yeah, he just wants to go chill out in
Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, let Melania head back home.
Yeah, go back to Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Jared
We're done
Kushner
now.
better be
He's
worried.
over it.
I'm telling you,
Jared
they're
Kushner
coming
go to
after
jail.
Kushner.
Yeah. And then get a few little like Trumpy groupies. You know, like the groupies, the little Stormy Daniels he could get now
Oh,
at Mar-a-Lago. Just chill out, bro.
Yeah.
It's better on the other side.
little MAGA bays.
Let this dementia guy try to figure it out. MAGA base.
Do you really think he wants to wake up every morning, get on Twitter, get angry, turn on Fox News, and just yell at the TV all day?
For 4 more years, he'll die.
Yeah.
He'll die. It's probably the difference of dying within the next 4 years or living for another 8 to 10.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. We got some happy birthdays?
Yeah.
What do we got? We got our home team. We got our member of our gang, right? Did I
Yeah.
read that right?
Jackie Martinez.
Jackie Martinez.
Happy birthday. It was on Sunday today. She actually helps us with all our podcast notes. So check out the notes in the, what do you call it? The
Description.
Yep. It's actually very easy because people will ask me about articles or something we talked about.
They're on there.
And it literally has the timestamp for every episode, what we're talking about, the links to the articles. It's amazing.
She
She'll
was
hear
with
it
us
on
from
time.
day one, too. She started early.
Yeah.
She'll hear it on time because she listens back and makes the notes like tonight.
Yes. Yes.
So she'll hear it on time.
Yeah, she believed in the vision early.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was like a year or more ago.
Yeah,
She was
Yeah,
like, let
maybe
me-
even longer.
Let me get in from the ground.
I reached
That's
out. I put a post out about like getting some more editors and just getting some inbound things. And even she was like, "I'll learn it." I was like,
There you go.
"Great,
Yeah, she's
skill
good.
share."
Yeah.
That's the attitude you need in this Corona economy.
Yes. And then we have another one. His name is Jeff Wilcox. His buddy, really funny. His buddy's name is Jack Russell.
Like the dog?
Yes.
Got it.
His buddy Jeff is
That's who asked us to say it?
yeah,
Okay.
Jack Russell. And he goes, P.S. Yes, my name is Jack Russell, like the Jack Russell Terrier. And yes, it is just a coincidence that my buddy owns a dog training business.
Wow.
Yes.
You guys are meant to be.
Jeff Wilcox owns a dog training facility in Bozeman, Montana.
Oh,
He's a huge fan of group chat,
I love Bozeman.
and he's 28
Really?
years old.
That's where you fly into to get to Yellowstone Club.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Chadwick. Yeah, no, I bet Bozeman sees a lot of rich people through
Yeah.
the town.
That's he probably has a good business. He's like, Bezos got a mutt. Here you go.
He should wait at the airport and say, listen, let me take that dog off your hands while you're
Yeah.
hanging out. It'll know how to sit and roll over when you
Yeah,
get back.
I'm sure.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Well, happy birthday to both of you guys.
And what else, Pete?
And shout out to all the Cathys who shared the episode Friday.
Yes.
You guys
we have
asked for the
time.
big push.
That was
and
awesome.
We have so many requests. I can't even get through them all.
Wow.
I'm trying to favor as many as I can, but they just keep popping up.
What'd you do?
Hundreds.
Yeah, I just asked everyone.
He kind
Friday.
of admonished people and saying, "You listen
Bullied.
to the episode,
Yeah.
post the goddamn content."
And everyone said,
Okay.
you know, I got bullied into this post, so I'm going to post it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a D
Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
It's a business out here.
It was
Okay,
good.
well, thank you guys. Why don't we do it again?
I was going to wait. I don't want to
Yeah.
be pushy. I was
Yeah,
like, maybe
okay.
once a month we go
Yeah.
full hard push.
Once a month's good.
Guilt trip.
Get thousands of people.
Yep.
In the meantime, if you feel like it, go ahead. But we're gonna demand it once a month.
Once a month, full demand.
And also hit us up on Twitch because every Thursday we do our little live stream,
Yes.
winners, losers content.
And we break news, like LA type news that we can't see on a recorded podcast. That's what we did on
Yeah.
the last Twitch. Some
Yeah.
When that
hot,
came out-
hot content,
Hot content.
When you guys said that, I was like, "Whoa, what did you guys just do?"
but it's not recorded.
Yeah. It's
We'll never know.
good.
Oh, it's
No
recorded.
one will ever know.
Well,
No,
they
we didn't
record-
put, you didn't save it,
Oh,
did
it
you?
lives on our feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lives
You're
on
not
our feed.
supposed to save it. Delete it.
Delete it.
I said
By
I
the time
wanted
this
Twitch to be
episode-
separate.
By
You
the time this
fucking dummies.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it doesn't mean you can't delete it.
Yeah, we can delete it.
Okay,
Dumb and dumber over
By
here.
the time this episode comes out, delete our Thursday Twitch. The whole point of it is we can say hot takes that don't live in a recorded
Ooh, that's
universe.
Interesting. Okay, I'll get to deleting that.
Yeah, you
So
just
by
said
the
I
time you
can't.
hear it, what does it matter? This won't come out to then.
You just said I can't believe you guys were saying the stuff you were saying.
Yeah.
So
And then
delete
you
it.
kept it. You kept record of it.
I didn't know I was supposed to delete it. Nobody told me.
All right. Guys, have a great week. We will see you on Wednesday.
Tim's laughing at us. Delete the fucking
It was
Twitch.
Tim too. I see what happens when I'm not here.
Oh, it was just Tim.
Yep. See,
Oh man, no wonder
guys
he's
really
laughing.
do need me.
Yep.
After all,
Tim's a spy. Okay, guys,
he's a fucking.
we'll see you Wednesday.